What if the constant voice in your head isn't you? It's not a guide, a friend, or even reality. It's a cage. The moment you step beyond its chatter, a profound shift begins, a doorway to inner peace, clarity, and a deeper connection to life. Are you ready to embrace the silence? The constant voice in your head creates a relentless inner dialogue. It judges, plans, analyzes, and critiques every moment of your life. It labels experiences as good or bad, categorizes people and situations, and overlays every present moment with comparisons and expectations. This voice isn't inherently evil, but its dominance can become a cage, a cycle of endless chatter that prevents you from experiencing the depth of life as it is. To understand this more clearly, start by observing this voice. Noticing how it operates is the first step. Think of a time when you made a mistake. How long did that mistake linger in your mind? Did the voice replay it, analyze it, criticize it, and perhaps even predict future failures based on it? This process of overthinking is what separates you from the present moment. The voice becomes your identity, but here's the truth. You are not the voice in your head. This realization is transformative. The voice isn't your guide, nor is it your true self. It's a collection of conditioning, judgments, fears, and stories you've internalized over time. When you step back and observe it, you notice something incredible. There is an observer behind the voice, a quiet presence that simply watches. This presence is who you really are, and it's profoundly still, free from judgment, and infinitely wise. Once you recognize that you are not the voice, you can begin to see how it affects your life. The voice is restless. It pulls you into the past with regret and guilt, or into the future with worry and anticipation. It keeps you locked in a state of imbalance, swinging between what was and what might be, but never settling into the now. This imbalance is the source of much of the suffering you experience. Imagine sitting by a lake. When the water is still, it reflects the sky above with perfect clarity. But when you throw pebbles into the water, ripples distort the surface, breaking the reflection. Your thoughts are those pebbles. Each one disrupts the stillness, creating chaos where there could be peace. The challenge, then, is not to stop the pebbles from being thrown. Thoughts will arise. The challenge is to stop identifying with the ripples and to rest in the stillness beneath. Mindfulness offers a pathway to this stillness. Mindfulness isn't about silencing your thoughts. It's about stepping back and noticing them without attachment. Think of your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. You wouldn't try to grab a cloud or stop it from moving. You simply watch it pass. When you practice mindfulness, you cultivate the ability to observe your thoughts without becoming entangled in them. This creates space for peace, clarity, and joy to emerge. But mindfulness is only the beginning. Gratitude deepens this shift by grounding you in the present moment. Gratitude isn't about forcing yourself to feel thankful. It's about pausing to recognize the miracles in the ordinary. The air you breathe, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of laughter, these are all gifts. When you cultivate gratitude, you quiet the voice in your head because gratitude pulls you out of the stories and into the now. As the poet Rumi said, wear gratitude like a cloak, and it will feed every corner of your life. Compassion also plays a crucial role. The voice in your head is often harsh, critical, and judgmental. It tells you you're not enough, that you should have done better, or that you failed in some way. When you respond to this voice with compassion, gently reminding yourself that you are human, that mistakes are part of growth, the voice loses its power. Compassion allows you to see yourself with kindness, and as this kindness grows within you, it naturally extends to others. When you stop engaging with the voice, you begin to notice another aspect of your being, the heart. The heart doesn't speak in words, it speaks in presence. It doesn't analyze or judge, it simply feels and connects. The heart is where you experience the fullness of life, not through thinking, but through being. Consider the times when you felt deeply connected to someone or something, a moment of awe in nature, the joy of laughing with a friend, or the peace of sitting quietly with yourself. In those moments, the voice in your head was silent, and you were fully present in your heart. But connecting with the heart requires practice, especially in a world that constantly pulls your attention outward. One way to reconnect is through silence. Silence is more than the absence of noise. It's the space where you can hear the whispers of your heart. In silence, you stop chasing, stop analyzing, and simply rest. This isn't always easy. The voice in your head will resist, filling the silence with its chatter. But if you persist, you'll begin to notice the peace that lies beneath. Service is another powerful way to live from the heart. When you stop being consumed by your own mental chatter, you create space to truly see others. You notice their struggles, joys, and humanity. Acts of kindness flow naturally, not because you're trying to be good, but because the stillness within you recognizes the stillness within them. Service reminds you of the interconnectedness of all life, breaking down the illusion of separation created by the voice in your head. As you live more in the heart and less in the mind, you begin to embrace the mystery of life. The voice in your head craves certainty, control, and answers. It wants to know why things happen and where they're leading. But the heart thrives in the unknown. It trusts that life is unfolding exactly as it should, even when you can't see the full picture. As Rumi wrote, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you." How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one to come? This trust in the unknown brings a profound sense of freedom. When you stop clinging to the stories in your head, you discover that you don't need certainty to feel at peace. You don't need guarantees to move forward. Instead, you trust in your ability to respond to whatever arises. This trust is the essence of surrender, not giving up, but giving in to the flow of life. The process of shifting out of the voice and into the stillness isn't linear. There will be days when the voice is loud and the heart feels distant. On those days, it's important to remember that the journey isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. Each time you notice the voice and choose not to engage, you strengthen your connection to the stillness within. Living the shift is also about recognizing that you don't need to achieve it. You simply embody it. The shift isn't something outside of you. It's who you are beneath the noise. When you live from this place of stillness, challenges lose their power to overwhelm you. Fear becomes a doorway to courage, and loss becomes a teacher of love. This doesn't mean that life becomes perfect. Challenges will still arise. But when you're not entangled in the voice's stories, you can face those challenges with clarity and grace. You're no longer reacting out of fear or attachment. You're responding from a place of inner peace. Consider the story of a bird perched on a branch. The bird doesn't worry about whether the branch will hold. It simply rests, trusting its ability to fly if the branch gives way. This is the trust that arises when you live the shift. You stop relying on external circumstances for stability and begin to trust in your own inner stillness. As you continue to step out of the voice and into the heart, you'll notice something extraordinary. The world begins to feel lighter. The burdens you once carried, the fear, the doubt, the need for control, start to fall away. You laugh more easily, breathe more deeply, and find joy in the smallest moments. This is the gift of the shift, freedom. Not freedom from life's challenges, but freedom within them. And so the shift isn't an endpoint, it's a way of being. It's the realization that you are not the voice in your head, but the stillness, the presence, the heart that lies beyond it. When you stop talking to yourself, life becomes a mirror reflecting the peace, beauty, and love that you've always been.